Okay, welcome back to the channel everyone. You are with Chris, and in this video we are going to be talking about the ARCC electric conversion for the Brompton, which basically means you can turn any Brompton into an electric bike. ARCC Bikes have kindly sent me their converted electric Brompton to use, which we have had for just over a week, and they got in touch with us as this channel focuses on Brompton only, so they wanted to see what we thought of it for our everyday use compared to our normal pedal powered versions. Now, electric bikes are not new to us. Originally we started off with an electric folding bike which wasn't a Brompton, which allowed us to get rid of the car and start cycling to work instead. However, after a few months we found that the particular electric bike didn't suit our needs, as it was very heavy and didn't fold up as well as we would have liked. Hence the reason why we ended up with the Brompton in the first place. It was much lighter by about 10 kilograms, folded smaller, and was more enjoyable to ride. We have never looked back since and have brought another Brompton since then. So, why were we interested in the electric conversion? Firstly, we are interested in bikes for transport, getting from A to B, and we know from experience that if that can be made easier, you're more likely to ride a bike than drive. So if you have a Brompton already and are thinking about using it more, maybe to ride further afield like the commute, but feel like you want a bit of assistance along the way, the ARCC system might be worth looking into, and that's one of the reasons why we were really interested to see how it would work. Firstly, the electric converted bike itself is a 6-speed black edition. You can convert any Brompton, so whether it's a single, 2, 3 or 6-speed, it can still be converted to electric. The conversion, which is completed at ARCC headquarters in Cambridgeshire, will make some changes to the Brompton. This includes the luggage block, where the battery sits, the front wheel, which contains the motor to assist you when you are riding, and there are some additional wires as well, mainly to the brakes, bottom bracket and new luggage block. They also added the bracket for the controller, which allows you to change the amount of assistance you get during your ride. The battery is Bosch, which is actually really interesting, and I think based on past experience much better than a bike specific battery. The reason being is that batteries are expensive and will lose capacity over time, so being able to order more generic batteries directly from Bosch or other tool shops is cheaper and easier over the long run. ARCC sent me one 4Ah battery and one 6Ah battery, with each one having a range of approximately 35 km and 50 km depending on the level of assistance used. There is another battery type you can choose from, 9Ah, with a range of approximately 75 km. I've managed to get 47 km out of the 6Ah battery and before it ran out of charge, and managed to get 33 km out of the 4Ah battery, which is pretty good considering it's winter and the cold affects the battery, and it's also been a bit windy recently as well. The motor located in the wheel is 250 watts, brushless and surprisingly quiet compared to other e-bikes I have used. It will assist up to 15 miles per hour or 25 km per hour and has launch control, which gives you a 3-second boost of acceleration when starting, which is really useful when at the junctions and traffic lights to get a head start on traffic. Now the important part, how does it ride? So I've been using this for the past just over a week now, mainly on the commute to work, which is 36 km each day. As I said, I have been given the 6Ah battery, which is more than enough to get to work and back. There is also a really useful bracket which can be added to the Brompton for a spare battery for anyone going on a longer adventure, so you could increase the range of the Brompton to approximately 150 km if you had the 2 of the bigger batteries, with the spare being on the frame and not taking up extra room in the bag. The bike rides just like a normal Brompton, and I have had the setting on automatic on the second assistance level, as I have found that this saves some power but also gives me a good speed, keeping steady at 25 km an hour. The bike still functions as you would expect, folding down easily, but it is noticeably heavier when folded due to the weight of the battery and the wheel. However, it is still very manageable and easy to carry, and if you have the bag adapter fitted, the battery would be in the bag rather than on the front luggage block, so would reduce the weight further, which brings me on to the next important point, the bag. One of the biggest challenges on the electric Brompton is the bag, in my opinion. One of the reasons I have been put off an electric Brompton is that it needs bespoke bags, so any bag that you currently have can't be used, and the bag options for the electric version are not as broad as you might like. Plus, we really love our non-Brompton bags, so don't like the idea of having to swap for a bag we don't like the style of, when we have perfectly good bags we are happy with. However, with the ARC setup, they have a solution to this problem. There is an adapter for any Brompton bag, meaning that any bag you currently have and use can be used on the front carrier block. It does involve cutting a small hole for the cable to fit through, but it does mean you can use your favourite bag without having the feeling of settling for something you are not completely happy with. I have really enjoyed riding the ARC Electric Conversion, and it has made the journey into work, especially uphill, more enjoyable, easier and much faster. My average journey time on my normal Brompton is 50 minutes, but on the Brompton is 40 minutes, so it saved a fair bit of time and made it easier to get into work. Let's not forget that the whole point of an e-bike is to make those hills less challenging and enjoy the ride more, so this has definitely achieved that. I am actually very impressed with how good this is. The electric assistance is very smooth and feels natural in automatic mode. There is a manual mode as well, which I have tried, although I felt the bike was smoother on automatic. The battery will charge in about an hour on my daily usage over the past week. Now, on to the next important element, the price of the conversion and how do you do it. Depending on the size of the battery you want to order, as this will affect the price, if you go with the 4 amp hour battery setup, the cost of the conversion, which includes collection, fitting at ARC headquarters in Cambridgeshire and delivery back, would be £1,873.99. This includes the bag adapter as well. It normally takes around 7 to 10 days for it to be delivered back to you fully fitted. I know that a normal electric Brompton will cost around £2,995 for the 6-speed version, so this conversion is less if you already have a Brompton which you are looking to convert into an electric version. Now, if you do choose to convert the Brompton, the warranty from Brompton is void. However, ARC will honour the remaining warranty on your Brompton and also give you a 5-year warranty on the drive pod as well. Personally, after using it over the past week, which we have ridden just over 200 kilometres on it, it is a very smooth ride and perfect for anyone that wants to enjoy riding their Brompton and not worry about getting tired and sweaty along the way. It is brilliant on the hills, and I really like the boost to start to get some extra speed as well. The fact that you can use standard Brompton fitting bags on it, so wouldn't need to buy new Brompton electric bags, is a huge bonus for me personally. I would opt for the bigger battery due to the distance I travel on the Brompton, so the 6 amp hour battery. I have ridden this bike during Storm Dudley and Eugene this past week with 60 mph headwinds on the way back home from work, and the bike did really well. I'm actually really glad I had the electric Brompton during the bad weather, as it was a perfect time to test it, as it would have taken a long time to get home without it. Now, looking at things that I think would be important to bear in mind, the good news is that I can't find anything wrong with the ARC system from what I have used it for. I think that if I converted my Brompton, I would definitely be getting a rack fitted along with easy wheels, purely because this would make it easier to roll, as I have found the weight more difficult over the past week when carrying it longer distances. Plus, the extra weight, when folded, does appear to take its toll on the rear mudguard, so a rack for some extra support would definitely be something I would be adding. I think that the rack with the easy wheels would be the perfect setup for anyone that worries about the weight and prefers to roll the Brompton along. Now, earlier this week I asked if anyone had any questions about the ARC conversion. No Zenith asked a few good ones. So one question was regarding riding the bike without the battery on. How does it ride if you ran out of battery? Now, this is one challenge I found on most e-bikes, and I had a few problems with this in the past. As e-bikes are generally heavier, if the battery does run out, then you find yourself having to pedal a really heavy bike around until you get home. I have used the Brompton with the battery turned off to see how it feels pedaling, and honestly is no different to normal. It is just like having a bag on the front weighing a few kilograms, which I was quite surprised about, as I was expecting more resistance on the wheel, but no real concerns at all on this one, which is great. The next question was about the battery. Firstly, can you get the batteries easily? One of the best things about the batteries used on this bike is that they are not specifically made for it. I have had problems in the past trying to order batteries for e-bikes which are often out of stock. One of the batteries I ordered for my other e-bike actually took a year to arrive. The other problem is that the manufacturer of the bike can of course change the design, and then the batteries are even harder to get, which is not good if you intend to use the bike for many years to come. So the Bosch batteries, which are designed for industrial heavy duty power tools, in my mind are a good move, as it is something that I can see being available in the long term and available from many different sources, not just the bike manufacturer. So I hope that you found this video useful. I am very impressed with the ARCC Electric Brompton Conversion and a little sad to see it go. It is something definitely worth considering if you want to convert the Brompton to electric and save some money not buying an electric Brompton. It is very well built and has a 5-year warranty as well. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. I have added the links to the ARCC in the description if you want to know more. But thanks for watching, and we will catch you in the next one.